Did you happen to see, Joe, over the weekend that you're Kesha. I was thinking you were Nicki Minaj. You're Kesha.
I'm down with Nicki Minaj, too.
I like Nicki Minaj, too.
Yeah.
Did you see she got arrested?
I did not see the arrest. I heard about it.
Yeah.
Now, where was she going? Because I assumed, you can't travel with weed on a plane.
Yeah.
That just makes sense.
So she was going to Manchester, England. Right, pip, pip. Welcome to Manchester. Smoke the pre-roll. But she was leaving Amsterdam. Wait a minute. She got arrested in Amsterdam for weed. She might be the first person in history to be arrested in Amsterdam for weed.
At the airport, though.
But she was trying to get on a plane, yeah.
Yeah, can you take marijuana anywhere in a plane?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm flying to Vegas, I could take marijuana with me?
That's a good question. I'm glad you brought this up.
I didn't think you could do that.
So my understanding is it's sort of a selective enforcement situation.
What does that mean? Like, if they look at you, they're like, oh, he's just a nice guy. But if they look at me, they're like, full cavity search.
Kind of. It depends on what kind of a mood the TSA agent is in.
Oh, never good with me.
No, so some TSA agents may say, and they have the authority to do this because it's still federally restricted. So they could go, no, you can't do that. And then they would toss
Throw it out.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get arrested for it. But they pull it out of your bag and throw it out.
Yeah, but you always have that happy-go-lucky, like...
I know, but I check my baggage and there's no weed in it. But
okay.
if you check your bags, it's not like they know who's checking the bags, right? So they would go through there. And I have heard from TSA agents, I was actually reading an article on this over the weekend, and if you are leaving a state where it's legal and you're headed to a state where it's legal, some TSA agents think, okay, fine, and they'd let it go.
Even if you're passing over airspace of states where it's not legal?
Doesn't matter. If you're leaving, again, that's kind of their personal threshold. That's sort of their own code that they go by.
Okay.
Others say, doesn't matter, it's illegal, I'm going to pull it out of your bag anyway. And others might depend on the mood that they're in.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, there really is, there's no hard and fast rule, but you're not supposed to. But I have some friends, I'll be meeting up with them in Vegas, and some of them have back problems.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, so
Strange that those back problems come up in Vegas, too.
Yeah, they do, right. Well, the last thing you want is to have backaches in Vegas.
I think that's its nickname, actually, is the land of back pain.
That's correct.
Vegas.
Correct, yeah. And back pain solutions. And so they tell me that they've never had any problems with this. And I'm wondering how much that will continue. Did you see the story that I think there was like a federal study that came out? I don't know if it was last week or whatever it was, but I saw it reported on late last week. I think Axios had the story on it was a little bit confusing. It talked about daily marijuana users now exceed daily alcohol users.
Well, and I think they were looking at people who were self-reporting it, too. And they always say that people who self-report, not to be trusted 100%.
Never trust anybody that will rat on themselves.
Yeah.
Ever.
Because, I mean, we all lie, right?
Daily or near daily marijuana use grew by 269%.
Sounds like a lot.
From 2008 to 2022. Well, I think that's because everything was illegal in 2008, and then we started legalizing medicinal marijuana and then recreational marijuana afterward.
But daily or near daily alcohol use actually fell 7%.
So are we replacing it then? It kind of sounds like we're replacing.
That's, gosh, our, boss Long down the hall, the big boss, he would have some sort of psychological term for this. He would be like, well, you're actually using the transverse analogy right now, and that's not necessarily true. It sounds like that, but I'm not necessarily sure that these two crowds necessarily imbibe in both substances.
So maybe not so much crossover.
They might. They might not.
Rather than, I guess, let me say this. Instead of saying that we have people who are, what was the term that our editor used?
Crossfaded.
Crossfaded. That's when you're using both.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I assumed it was like one enhances, one brings you down.
No, it just means you're getting, faded means.
Two effects.
Faded means you're getting euphoric, whether it's drunk or high.
Okay.
And then cross would mean you're getting both. So that's, let me do the linguistic breakdown for you. I'm faded, right? That means I'm high or I'm drunk. That guy was so faded, right? Now, Oh, cross-faded means he's got two of them intersecting.
Amazing.
Did you hear how street I sounded? Didn't I sound intimidating and knowledgeable?
I think Pablo would have been a little better with that, but, you sounded very street right there.
Here's what I think is interesting, though, is I wonder when we talk about it's self-reported daily or near-daily users, is there a stigma around alcohol that prevents people from ratting themselves out? Whereas with marijuana, it's almost like the people have, for a long time,
there was
kind of been in the shadow. There was a stigma. And then it became almost a sense of I'm part of the fight, right?
Well, and now
change the world, and I'm changing the world.
Look at all the states that are looking to either medicinally legalize. I think we're up to about 75% of states medicinally it's legal, and around 50% it's recreationally legal now. The federal government looking at is it declassifying or lowering?
Reclassifying. Because there's a Schedule 1 right now, like heroin.
I guess if they declassified it, that would be a little different.
It'd be, completely legalizing it.
Hey, we're just going to put it on the grocery store shelf. Why not?
So I'm wondering now, how big a deal is this for the alcohol companies? If you have daily users of alcohol, and I should note this too, that alcohol is still more popular than marijuana. More people drink alcohol than consume marijuana.
Oh, look at all the bars out there.
Yeah. So even though you may have fewer daily users than you do marijuana, there are still a lot more people that will drink.
Recreational users. Still.
Right. Social drinkers, right? Mm-hmm. Rather than people that will smoke or take a gummy or something, right? Or vape or whatever you're doing. But I'm wondering if this is sort of a harbinger of things to come for the alcohol industry.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.